Okay, so far in our M Factor song, we've got the basic track and we've got vocals, but we would quite like to add in another instrument. So we're going to go back down to the bottom left-hand corner to the cross sign, and we're going to add in, let's do a guitar. So smart guitar, there we go, and we'll click on that. Okay, now you can choose between chords and notes. So an example of a chord is if we just strum, like so. That's when we can hear a chord. And if we change it to notes there, we can play separate notes. So you can just use your ear to work out what fits with your song. Now, you might want to just hear the track along with it, because I know that I've got vocals in there, but I think that they might take away from what I'm trying to do just now. So if I go back to the mixer board so that I can see the timeline view again, and if I click on the icon next to the vocals and I swipe along to open up the mixing level options and I click mute, that will mute the vocals and let me just hear the track while I'm working on the guitar part. Then I'm going to click back on the guitar icon and I'm going to go back to the mixer board so that I can see the view of the guitar. And I'm going to play the track and work out what fits. Once I've decided on something, I can hit record and then I can play my notes along with that, and that is another track. Perfect. Now I'm going to go back to the timeline view again and just double check that this is recorded, and there we go, we can see it there. And again, I can edit this, I can move it around, and I can loop it just the same with the same options by double clicking on it. Okay, now we're going to hear the guitar with the track. So we make sure that the line is just where we want to start playing from, and then we're going to push play. So we've got vocals, we've got guitar, and we've got the basic track. Now we're going to add drums. So we'll go back to the left hand plus sign and we're going to go along to drums. Let's click on drums just now. And we can play on this drum kit just by hitting the different drums. All you have to do to record a drum beat is push record and start playing along in time. And if we go back to the timeline view, we can see that it is recorded there, and we can listen to it again together. Great. Let's take another look at the other instruments which we can use. We could add in a keyboard. We could also add in guitar. We've done that. Smart keyboard. And we could add in bass guitar and smart strings as well. And smart drums. And of course, the sampler. If we go back to the mixing view again by sliding along on the left hand side, and we can see that we've still got that vocal part muted because it's highlighted blue there, so we'll unmute that one. Now you might see there that there are a set of headphones next to the mute button. If you click on that, that solos an instrument, which means that's the only one that you can hear. Now that comes in handy if you've already recorded 7 tracks and you only want to hear one. Instead of going and muting the other 6, then you can just click on the solo icon. So let's solo the guitar. Now to check that a track is soloed, you can see that it's the only one in colour and all the other tracks that are muted are shadowed. So if we just want to hear the guitar, now soloing an instrument like that and just hearing it on its own can be handy, because if you want to delete any of it, it's difficult to hear how the way that you exactly want it when you hear all the other instruments together. So if you just want to hear it on its own, then we can do what we did with the vocals and just delete parts of it. Now you do have the option to record live instruments, so you might want to record a live guitar or a real piano, and to do that you just have to treat it exactly the same as a voice recorder. So go to the bottom left plus sign, add an audio recorder, track, and then you go back to the timeline view, so click on the mixer board. And you would just play into it and record it with the little recording button at the top, exactly the same as a voice recorder. To save your track, if you just click on My Songs at the top left hand corner, your track actually saves automatically, and you can see it there. It's called My Song and it's the second one from the left, and that's our one that we are working on. Okay, once you've finished your song, you need to export it. So to do this, you're going to hold the file until they all start to shake, and then you're going to go up to the top left-hand corner. There's a box with an arrow coming out of it. You're going to click on that, and you're going to share the song to iTunes. So if we click on that, then we select iTunes. You can put the name of your band and the name of the song, and then you can click share at the top right hand corner. Your song will now be stored in iTunes, and that'll make it easy to bring it into iMovie for when you're going to make your pop video. Okay, so that's been a quick tutorial on how to use GarageBand to make your M Factor song.